Get up, cocksuckers. It's all over. They want to get down and dirty? Don't forget who the fuck we are. You understand me? We're the baddest motherfuckers out there.
About that. You know who was asking about you the other day? Who's that? Nobody.
We talking about sports, get ball.
What it do, baby?
Yeah. What it do, you number one podcast listeners? We are back with a brand new episode of the number one podcast in your headphones, Prem Brulee. I'm your host, Premal Bhatt. Apologize for the mini hiatus. I was enjoying my summer with the family, and I am very, very happy to share this episode with you. I'm happy to be joined by my co-host, Big Bro, Big Cuz, Roshan Bhatt. Welcome back, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's been a long time. It's probably been my longest time between episodes.
Yeah,
so
why? Why? Something happened?
Been super busy. Yeah, we'll get to that, I'm sure. But it's been a busy summer for your boy. So
yeah, just a bit. Big summer for our boy.
Yeah.
A little bit of news that just dropped. I know you heard that clip from the get-go, and you're wondering, what could these degenerates be ranting about now?
What's with this energy? What is with this energy?
Well, you number one podcast listeners, we sure tipped it off. We sounded one of our favorite songs. Brand new clip that you, Rush, were
I've been waiting on
sharing
that one.
on social. Yeah, that was a heater.
Yeah.
But our one Mr. Carlos Correa has returned to the Houston Astros, baby.
It's been a great day. It's been a great day for sure.
Things are about to get real obnoxious up in here, number one podcast listeners, because the baseball season's just starting. The trade deadline just happened.
Spring training is over. As my brother always says, spring training's over.
Season's just starting, baby. Buckle up.
Yep.
Welcome back, Carlos.
Yes, man.
It's nice
we
to
missed
have
you, bro.
Rosh's
We
son
missed
back
you.
home.
My son's back. My son, respectfully, not disrespectfully.
Yes, very sentimental, very
Sentimental
loving
son.
father
Yeah.
son.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
All right, number one podcast listeners. It's been a minute since I did my quick hitter episode, which covered a lot in the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs, but a lot's happened since then. So, Rosh and I want to get everybody caught up. Number one podcast listeners, I know you've been enjoying summer, but we wanted to do a rapid fire version that'll recap a bunch of information in the only way we know how, keeping it spicy, baby.
Alrighty.
So, let's kick off with the FM or not, Rosh. And in true me fashion, I decided to change it up on you a little bit. It still plays into the category, but
okay.
In order to cover the NFL and NBA off seasons respectively, there's a lot of moves that went down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through moves one by one. And what I want from you is a yeah, fam or nah, or just a word or phrase in your split second reaction to that news.
Got it.
We dig it?
Yeah, got it. I gotta lock in though. That sounds like sounds like an undertaking.
And number one podcast listeners, peek behind the curtain. I didn't give him much of this information, so I really truly want the full Roche experience.
It feels like a hot
like you're
seat
in the group chat.
Yeah, this feels like a hot seat. It's like you were gone for a while, so I'm gonna barbecue you a little bit.
Fuck yeah.
I respect it. This
is the best way we know how.
Yeah.
Because we know you come here for the analysis, but we got to keep it spicy. So, first, I'm going to start with the NFL, Roche.
All right.
I'm going to try to cover each team at least once. Because everyone's wheeling and dealing. All right? Ready?
Yeah.
We're going to start in the AFC.
Okay, let's get it.
Joey Bosa to the Buffalo Bills on a 1-year deal.
Yeah, fam, for the Bills. They need it. Bosa, honestly, I think doesn't move the needle much, but I think it's a good move.
All right. Minkah Fitzpatrick, a 2027 fifth-round pick, were traded from Pittsburgh back to his original team that drafted him, the Miami Dolphins, in exchange for Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith, and a 2027 seventh. A true, feels like a Madden trade.
I think this is a nah fam. I think it's a lateral move. I'm not moved either way. I don't think either team got worse or better.
Okay. Stephon Diggs to the Patriots. 3-year deal, $69 million. Nice.
I'm a nah fam to this. My phrase will be get off the yacht.
You're great.
Get off the yacht with Cardi B. That was too much, bro. That was too much too soon in the wrong city. You need a mulligan. Try that offseason out one more time. I know New England is saying some heinous shit right now about him.
Oh, yeah,
You
no
know
way.
that,
Their fan base is loving that.
Yeah, that's not a good start, buddy. Try again.
Justin Fields to the Jets on a 2-year deal for $40 million. 30 of it's guaranteed. Had that 1 year in Pittsburgh, but he's now the Jets starting quarterback. Go Bucks alert.
Go Bucks alert. Yeah, fam. Great move. Low risk, high reward. Love it.
The Ravens. They signed Jair Alexander after he was released by the Packers.
Yeah, fam. He's a crash out. He's perfect for them.
I'm sure he's going to overperform there.
Yeah.
Okay. For the Bengals, in a previous episode, we covered them re-signing their wide receiver duo. It seems like they're trying to work on a deal with Trey Hendrickson. He was holding out of camp, but they got him to... I think he's coming into camp, so that usually is a good sign.
Yeah.
They also spent a long time working out their deal with their first-round pick, Shamar Stewart, out of Texas A&M. Reportedly back and forth about guarantees on the deal. They finally got him into camp. I think it was just like last week.
Yeah.
But Bengals, what do you... Yeah, fam, nah?
Nah, fam. I mean, the wide receiver signing them is nice, but that's not going to age too well. They're going to be pretty hamstrung by that.
They're going all in on that offense. That's for sure.
Fuck defense.
The Browns, QBs galore. They acquired Kenny Pickett, signed Joe Flacco, and drafted 2 quarterbacks in Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders.
They're having a mid-off. That's a lot of shitty quarterbacks. I think 2 shitty quarterbacks would have been enough, but they're like, nah, we need 2 more.
We need them all.
Play that LeBron clip. Here go 2 more of them.
You know what? Here go 2 more for y'all.
The Pittsburgh Steelers added You Played Yourself Hall of Fame member Aaron Rodgers on a 1-year deal. They also traded and signed to a big deal DK Metcalf, and more on someone they traded away in a little bit, but they traded away George Pickens shortly after. So, Steelers.
The fact that they signed Aaron Rodgers, nah, fam. I hate Aaron Rodgers. Don't care about him. Just retire, bitch.
This does seem like his last one. I think he
Yeah.
pretty much as much said that, so.
That's fine. I can't wait till he's retired. I've had enough of him, man. It's just too much. Too much pony show, not enough product.
I did kind of want to see Rodgers with Metcalf and Pickens just to see how that would go with those personalities.
You could set parlays every week on who he's going to throw under the bus that week.
Yeah.
That would be very entertaining.
I wonder if there would be odds on like crash out. Like,
Yeah.
the crash out.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to move to the AFC South.
All right.
The Texans. I'm going to put this on you, Rosh.
Okay.
Of their offseason moves, hit me with one that sticks out, and if necessary, I'll bring up any that you didn't cover.
Bring me the ones you think are up, and I'll give you an answer.
Okay.
Because I bet you yours is not on, or my answer is
Okay.
not on your list, rather.
All right. So, notably, the Texans traded away one of their starting guards, Kenyon Green, for C.J. Gardner-Johnson. That was with the Eagles. They traded away Laramie Tunsil to the Commanders. They signed Nick Chubb, who's looking like he'll be the starting running back now that Joe Mixon's going to be out to start the season. They acquired wide receiver Christian Kirk after Stephon Diggs, who we already covered, is gone. Tank Dell's going to be out for the year. They still have Nico Collins, but they definitely needed to fill their wide receiver room. So going with Christian Kirk, acquired from division rival, the Jags. Okay. Any of those?
No, it's none of those actually. I knew
right.
I knew that was going to be probably the list. Their biggest move was firing their offensive coordinator and their offensive line coach.
Oh, love that.
Those are the two worst things that we had going for last year. It kind of stunted CJ's growth. Bobby Slowick was not calling plays to his strength. He called very few deep balls. We know CJ Stroud is just masterclass every time. That's what his rookie season was full of. That's what I'm most excited about. I think all those moves, Laramie Tunsil one kind of hurts, but I think the way we replaced him, they did a good job. Nick Chubb's going to be a huge signing. They got him for like literally nothing.
Yeah.
And
oh man,
I gotta say, I think getting someone from the Rams is the exact kind of offense that this team needs.
Yeah.
Like just spread, air raid type shit. Like just let him throw the ball to whoever, running back or whoever. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Love that. That's a good one. I like that answer.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I need your take on this one because it's built into the prompt, but the Colts have the QB competition we've all been waiting for: Anthony Richardson versus Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I mean, I think you nailed it. It's going to be riveting.
Can't wait, said no one.
You were spoiled with getting to watch Daniel Jones in your division for so long. It's my turn now. It's my turn.
You are gonna love it, man.
I know there's gonna be like that one game where he like rushes for 197 yards and you lose. Yep. But that kind of comes with the territory there.
But he's gonna give one away.
Yeah.
For the Jags, I think their biggest offseason move, it feels like a cop-out, but trading up in the NFL draft with the Browns to take Travis Hunter. So they didn't have like too many notable moves, but that feels like the biggest one.
Yeah, I'm a nah fam to that because last time I checked, Travis Hunter does not play quarterback, so they still got Trevor Lawrence.
They sure do. They're tied to him with a lot of money.
Yep.
Nice segue. Same division. And speaking of quarterbacks, the Titans, quiet in the offseason, but they did use their number 1 overall pick to draft Cam Ward. So theoretically, their quarterback of the future. And it seems like he's going to be the guy to start because if they were going to go with Will Levis, he had season-ending shoulder surgery. So if there was any doubt, which I doubt there was, it's Cam Ward's job.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the right pick. I don't wish him well because he's in my division. So
I don't have to get petty.
That's my phrase. No offense, buddy. I don't wish you well. I wish you poor performance.
I wish you poor performances. I wish you not to wear those throwback Oilers uniforms either.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
And we'll bring it up again, too.
Last division in the AFC, the Broncos. They signed J.K. Dobbins and Evan Ingram, who are both in line to be top of the depth chart at their respective positions.
I think the Broncos they've had like 2 straight great offseason. They got lucky on hitting with Bo Nix. I think they're like borderline contender this year. I wouldn't even be surprised if they go deep.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Chiefs were kind of quiet. They kind of maintained their team, re-signed their offensive lineman that was on a tag. They signed him to a big deal. But I think most notably the news out of there is that they feel really strongly that they might have their left tackle of the future, which has been an issue, especially the years they've fell short, has been their line. And go Bucks alert, but they used the last pick of the first round on Josh Simmons, who was Ohio State's left tackle before he got hurt around mid-season last year. So I think he got hurt in the Oregon game, if I'm not mistaken. So it seems like all indications are they have their left tackle of the future, which is big for Patrick Mahomes' stock and something he hasn't had in a little bit. So not much. I kind of tipped our hat on that one.
Yeah, but I'm a nah fan because it's the Chiefs. So that's it. Petty alert. Sound that shit.
Petty alert.
Respect.
Petty alert.
Sound
Petty alert.
Raiders. They notably traded a 3rd-round pick, which ended up being Jalen Milroe for the Seahawks, in exchange for Geno Smith. So Geno Smith is now their quarterback in Vegas, and they drafted with their early first-round pick, top 10. They drafted Ashton Genty, which feels like a big move, especially now that their coach is Pete Carroll.
Yeah, I think I'm a not fan to this because every year I feel like Raiders are always finding themselves to be the team where everyone's like, why did they do that? And that kind of goes with this. Like, why did you draft? You could have drafted so much more, and you decided not to. So, sure. You'll win another 6 or 7 games per usual.
Yep. Next and last up for the AFC is the Los Angeles Chargers, who added a duo of running backs. They signed Najee Harris and then drafted in the first round Omarion Hampton, largely the second best running back in rankings. Out of North Carolina with their first round pick.
Honestly, it's the Chargers. I'm not moved until Herbert gives us a game where he actually does well in the playoffs. I mean, they're going to get to the playoffs and flame out per usual. Not moved.
Love it. All right, number one podcast listeners, before we head over to Roche's reaction to the NFC teams, you already know I got to plug my folks over at Magic Mind. You know I wouldn't recommend this product for so long if I didn't believe in it and didn't recommend it to family and friends I know. So, number one podcast listeners, don't play yourselves. Get yourself some Magic Mind. This time I wanted to talk to you about Magic Mind's promise to their customers. They assure their customers that they only use the world's best suppliers. They rigorously test every ingredient in every production to provide the cleanest ingredients so you know what's going in your body and you get the cleanest energy and focus in all of their products. They have certificates available of their analysis of ingredients for anyone who requests them. You can just send them an email at hello@magicmind.co. They assure their customers they inspect every bottle of Magic Mind by hand and test every batch of Magic Mind they produce in their lab. It is clear that they live their goal of making the best beverage on the planet for creators like me, like you, Roche, and they promise to do it the right way for everyone involved. Even if you're not a creator, hopefully you are already on Magic Mind. If you're not, what are you waiting for? Been talking about it. You know, I just don't blow smoke unless it's a hot take, but I don't mess with this stuff, number one podcast listeners. So Magic Mind goes above and beyond industry standards, which I love. I wouldn't align myself with just anyone. So, number one podcast listeners, go get you some Magic Mind. As always, they have a money-back guarantee. They'll refund 100% with no questions asked without even asking for the bottles back. The proof, again, is in the fact that I use it myself, and Rush, you've used it. Family still orders it regularly. You know I wouldn't co-sign it if I didn't believe in its impact and the impact of the scientifically backed ingredients, which is big for me. I love it as a supplement to your caffeine and providing focus without jitters. You know, in my day job, return back to the office, see a lot of people kind of fading that midday.
That 2 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. So Magic Mind's perfect for that. Number one podcast listeners, I use it in the morning personally because I just build it in as part of my routine, and I haven't found myself having that 2 p.m. lull as I've used it consistently. So you already know, number one podcast listeners, I got to take care of y'all. You can get 20% off of a one-time purchase or 48% off subscriptions. I think this subscription is the way to go. It's the most convenient and comes right to your doorstep in a timely manner. You already know it's magicmind.com/prem. That's magicmind, magicmind.com/PREM. When prompted, enter the code PREM20. That's PREM, the number 2, the number 0. I like to go the best value, that 48% off. I like the month stash that comes regularly to your doorstep. So, number one podcast listeners, there's nothing to lose. Like I said, there's a money back guarantee. It's easy to cancel, easy to pause your subscription, all the above. So, don't play yourself. Get yourself some of that Magic Mind. magicmind.com/prem. Enter the code PREM20 so that you don't play yourself and you can take advantage of these clean ingredients.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Rush. Speaking of guarantees and money, let's continue with all this money that's flowing through the NFL and move over to the NFC.
All right, NFC time, baby. For real.
First up is allegedly some team called the Dallas Cowboys.
Who?
Who is right, man? So obviously the most notable, we covered it a little bit earlier. The Cowboys somehow made a nice move and traded for George Pickens to pair with CeeDee Lamb in their wide receiver room. They were in desperate need of an upgrade at wide receiver, and did painfully nothing in the draft like everyone expected them to, so it was necessary. The Cowboys traded a 2026 third-round pick, a 2027 fifth-round pick in exchange for Pickens, and a sixth-round pick in 27. What do you think?
I thought that move was great. If he gets his head on straight, that's a nice 1-2 wide receiver right there.
And it's low risk. He's fine with playing out his last year of his deal. And even if he leaves, if the Cowboys can't afford him, then it's well worth that low investment in
for
a
sure.
trade. So over to the New York Giants. I have here the new quarterback room. They signed Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, and then drafted with a first-round pick quarterback out of Ole Miss, Jackson Dart.
Sure, let's ride.
Giants
Go,
country.
Russ. Giants country, let's ride.
The Philadelphia Eagles. I have here, who cares, whatever, they're good and will be again.
That tracks. That tracks.
Moving on. The Washington Commanders seem like they are going... They're trying to go all in while they have, rightfully so, while Jaden Daniels is on his rookie contract. And this is coming off of their NFC Championship run last season, way ahead of schedule. They traded for Deebo Samuel. It was a 2025 fifth-round pick. We already covered them acquiring Laramie Tunsil in a trade with the Texans. That involved trading a third and seventh round pick in 2025 in exchange for Tunsil and a fourth. And then also the Commanders also had to trade away second and fourth round picks in 26. So quite a 4 picks, and in exchange for Tunsil and a fourth is what that trade ended up being. And then also, I forgot about this move, but they kind of quietly did this. They signed Von Miller, the Commanders did. So,
yeah.
Now, worth noting, brand new news is that Terry McLaurin, who's been upset with his contract situation, did officially request a trade. So it seems he's clearly not happy. He did show up to camp to try to... Usually that's a good sign. Mm-hmm. They're trying to work something out.
Yeah.
But the news just broke that he requested a trade. So I'm assuming the conversations didn't go how he and his agent wanted to.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, go Bucks alert for Terry McLaurin, but no go Commanders alert.
So congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, great offseason by the Commanders. I think they get the McLaurin deal done. I think him requesting a trade publicly is just putting pressure on the office.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's at camp. He wants to play. He wants to play there. Like, just pay the man. He's been carrying your fucking offense for years. Just pay him.
He's historically a pretty low maintenance guy. Even at Ohio State, he was like special teams ace, like did whatever, like perfect like team player who's like overperformed.
Just pay him.
Seemingly what he did in college, but he always had it. Anyway, we'll see what happens with that situation. Over to the NFC North. The Chicago Bears, kind of similar to what the Commanders are doing. While they have a quarterback on a rookie deal, they seem to not be messing around after their tough season and him running for his life. Caleb Williams being him. Not like capital him, but like pronoun.
The guy.
Yeah.
The guy running.
Yeah. They revamped their offensive line. They signed the top center of the free agency class, Drew Dahlman, and then they traded for offensive guards. They traded to acquire Joe Tooney from the Chiefs and Jonah Jackson, go Bucks alert, from the Rams. So 3 new starting linemen. They seem to not be messing around. They drafted a wide receiver early. They don't have Keenan Allen anymore, but he didn't do much last year. But they did get Luther Burden out of Mizzou, so they have him to pair with Odunze and DJ Moore, and new head coach. More on that in a second. But Bears, what you got? Yeah, fam, nah?
Yeah, fam. A great offseason. They did all the moves they're supposed to do. Now it's like Caleb Williams didn't have a lot of pressure last year. Just go out and play, see what you got.
Yeah.
Now they know what he needed. Now the pressure's on him.
Yep.
Like, if he sucks, there's going to be a real problem.
Lions, now they made some moves, so I don't mean to undersell this, and they're still going to have a really good team, but I think if we're talking most notable things to happen to them, it's them losing both of their coordinators.
Yeah.
Their defensive coordinator from last year, Aaron Glenn, is now the Jets head coach, and their offensive coordinator, speaking of the team we just covered, Ben Johnson is now the Bears head coach.
Yeah. That's kind of what I do. What I'd go with is losing both coordinators seems like pretty tough. They had their best season last year. We'll see what they got this year. I don't think they're going to be any worse.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
That's tough losses right there. Both great at their jobs also, by the way.
The Green Bay Packers, they're pretty slim pickings. I don't know. They drafted a skill player in round 1 finally, though.
They did. That's the guy I wanted for the Texans, too. Yeah, so...
Golden. Yeah.
It only took for Aaron Rodgers to leave for them to actually, like, listen to him.
Exactly.
I think that's hilarious. I love it. Love that for them. I'd stick it to his ass, too. Pause.
Petty alert, petty alert, petty alert.
Big pause.
Big pause.
The Vikings made big deals on their offense line and defense line. They signed Will Freeze and Ryan Kelly on their offense line, and on the defensive line they signed Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave. So definitely seem like they're building from the trenches. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes in JJ McCarthy's debut season.
Yeah. Can't say I care about that one, though.
Yeah, we'll see.
Sure. We'll see. Alert.
Over to the NFC South.
Yeah. Great division, right?
The Falcons. Let's try the Panthers. Okay, all right. Saints. Whoa. Yikes. The Saints, if your team is bad, I think Saints fans might have one up on you. They were already in a tough cap spot, and then Derek Carr had to retire, clearly a medical issue.
Yeah.
They drafted that Tyler Shuck out of Louisville. They have Spencer Rattler from last year. Honestly,
It's a nightmare.
yeah. Okay, that's enough of that. The Tampa Bay Bucks, they somehow re-signed Chris Godwin. A lot of people thought he was going to leave. He took less to stay there. Then they drafted Emeka Buka, go Bucks alert, in the first round.
Hated that they got him, too. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Right before your boys.
Yep. And then their big signing was Hassan Reddick. So that feels like a nice edge move. Those moves definitely set up for the Tampa Bay Bucks, but the Falcons are supposed to be much better, and they're starting their season with Michael Penix, so we'll see how it goes. A lot of hype around them and them slinging the ball, and Bijan's rated high and for fantasy football players, so
Hey, they said Kyle Pitts is going to get the ball. So all you fantasy nerds, go ahead and draft him.
No question about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
This is the year. This is the year.
this is the year. Absolutely. And last up, out of the NFL teams, the NFC West, Arizona Cardinals signed Josh Sweat, a big 4-year, $76.4 million deal. How we feel about that one?
Sure. I mean, they got some. Let's go play that football.
Yeah.
Cardinals. Let's play that football.
Hoping for a big sophomore season for Marvin Harrison Jr. after a disappointing rookie year. So hopefully they get our boy the ball way more.
Just throw it near him.
Yeah, facts.
Literally. Pretty easy game plan.
Sticking with wide receivers in somewhat of a carousel, I'm going to cover kind of two teams at once, but the Los Angeles Rams signed Devontae Adams to a 2-year, $46 million deal, which also meant the end of the Cooper Kupp era for the Rams. Cooper Kupp played college, and I think he's from Washington State, and ended up going to the Seahawks. So he's going to be Seahawks wide receiver and thrown to by Sam Darnold, who signed a 3-year, $100 million deal.
Sheesh.
Conveniently, what I think Geno Smith ended up with, the quarterback they traded away. So,
Yeah.
QB carousel, but also a wide receiver carousel. Adams to the Rams, Cooper Kupp and Sam Darnold to the Seahawks.
I do like the Adams to the Rams move.
Yeah.
I think that's a really sneaky good move. I don't think he's as washed as he played last year.
Oh, no,
I think he was
yeah.
just on the Raiders.
Yep. Raiders and the Jets. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Jets. And Cup might be a little invigorated at ball, but I'm not a Sam Darnold believer. I think he just was
A good system.
just got lucky last year and
Yeah.
caught fire in a good system, and good for him. He got paid for it. So, and shout out to Brock Purdy. I've talked a lot of shit about Brock Purdy, but I'm not familiar with your game, bro. 265 M's is crazy.
5-year deal.
Congrats. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that rounds out the last team, the 49ers. Brock Purdy's extension, and true to form, everybody was saying this. As soon as he got paid, it was going to make the Niners make a lot of decisions on their team.
Yeah.
Their skill players are now, they still have McCaffrey, but their skill positions are pretty bare all of a sudden. Brandon Ayuk
Yeah.
is still hurt. They trade away Deebo Samuel. We covered that already. It is very much
Slim pickings out there.
saying, Brock Purdy, this is your team now. So we're going to find out, like you said about the Bears, pressure's
Yeah.
on now, if it wasn't already. Real quick about the Devontae Adams, I really like that move too, because I think his style is very complimentary of like Puka, whereas I think Cooper Kupp
Yes.
and Puka wanted to play the same game, so it felt like
Too
only
similar, yeah.
one could eat. So I think it's going to be much better, and I'm excited to see it.
Stafford's still there too.
Yeah.
Stafford can still launch the ball. So
Yeah, and I just think their games are going to complement each other really well. So it's a really smart
Yeah.
move to have those two be your
Yeah.
receivers. And like
Yeah.
connecting back to fantasy owners, I think like Puka fantasy owners and Devontae Adams fantasy owners will still be able to feast because it'll be
Yeah,
different
they can
games.
coexist
So,
this
yeah.
year. Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
Stay tuned alert for that fantasy episode though.
Yeah, exactly. We got to run that back. I think we did it with
Yeah.
all three of us, me, you, and Vish, that last time. So
Yeah.
we'll have to do it by division like that. Okay, number one podcast listeners, I want to put the pressure on Roche again, but NBA version. So similar to what the
All right.
NFL. Now this one, I'm not going to go team by team. I just covered the biggest moves of the offseason for the NBA. And I'm going to get your take, Roche. Give me rapid fire takes. And
All right.
I did want to note real quick, the NBA salary cap has been set at 154.647 million for this upcoming 25-26 season. The tax level is nearly 188 million. And those of you salary cap nerds, the first apron level is set at almost 96 million, and the second apron level is at nearly $208 million. That's for the year. So if your team is exceeding those two aprons, you may see them have to dump salaries after the season. So you better hope they cash in, basically. I won't bother explaining the aprons, but maybe that's for another time. Or if you're a nerd, Google what those mean. But the main thing I wanted to say, like, everybody's familiar at least with the terms first and second apron. Them using tax level is essentially like, because NBA has a soft salary cap, teams can technically go over the salary cap a little, but they start getting taxed once they go over a certain amount. That's what that nearly 188 million is. So I think they have some
at least
wiggle
billionaires
room.
are getting taxed somewhere.
Yep.
Petty
Yeah.
alert.
Am I right, y'all?
Wow, guys. Yeah, they have a really.
Sorry to get hashtag political. Yeah.
By the way, this is just a PSA. This isn't you played yourself yet. Just a reminder that if you find yourself siding with billionaire owners over millionaire players asking to get paid and those putting their bodies on the line, you're probably in the wrong. Just need to say that, and that's probably a precursor for maybe something that's going to be talked about later. Tease alert.
Yeah, if you're going against the people you're watching the sport to begin with you're probably wrong.
Versus the billionaires penny pinching. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you ought to hear it in that context first before you start complaining about players. So
for sure.
Okay. Over to the NBA, Rosh. I'm going to go move by move. Hit me with your spur of the moment take here. Grizzlies trade Desmond Bane to the Magic for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Cole Anthony, who was later bought out and has since signed with the Milwaukee Bucks, and 4 first-round picks. Desmond Bane to the Magic.
That's a huge overpay. Sure, I guess. I like KCP to Grizzlies, but 4 first-round picks is a lot for very few players. Would you justify that?
Yep.
I mean, Mikal Bridges got what, 5?
Yeah.
And he's 3 times as good.
He just signed an extension, by the way, in New York.
Yeah.
Okay. Kevin Durant goes from Phoenix to your hometown at Houston, and he's going to be a Houston Rocket. He was traded in exchange for Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, and the number 10 pick in the NBA draft that just happened. It ended up being Maluak, the big man, the center out of Duke that was used on that number 10 pick.
King Snake aside, we know how we've treated King Snake in the past. He's still King Snake. He's always going to be King Snake. To Houston, I love that move. He fits that team just perfectly. I think they're going to be so nasty next year. If KD stays healthy, he might win his first ring.
Petty alert. Petty alert. Petty alert.
First ring.
You heard it here.
Would be
you
big
heard it here
if true.
first.
Would be big for the city of Houston too. First one since the mid '90s with Hakeem. So
yeah, man.
Would be nice to see Durant get his first ring. He is currently ringless. A reminder. Drew Holiday got traded from. Speaking of the apron and consequences of contracts, Boston had to shed some.
Yeah.
One of them was Kristaps Porzingis, who was part of a 3-team trade. He ended up on the Hawks. The other big one, who's a big part of their title run a couple years ago, Drew Holiday went from Boston to Portland. They did the trade in exchange for Anthony Simons and 2 future second-round picks.
Sucks for Drew Holiday that he has to play for Portland now, but I guess it really sucks. Like, Boston's going to be a tough watch next year.
Yeah. Especially with Tatum out. It's going to be
no
Jaylen
Tatum,
Brown, Derek White. Simons is a pretty nice young player, but...
I like Simons, but that's going to be a tough one.
CJ McCollum was part of a trade going from the Pelicans to the Wizards, and the other end of that trade was Jordan Poole going from Washington to New Orleans. Any thoughts on that?
Mid for mid. That's mid for mid. Jordan Poole's a little better. It's just, you know how it is. Mr. ISO over there.
Lonzo Ball to the Cleveland Cavs in exchange for Isaac Okoro.
Love it. I love Lonzo Ball.
Yeah.
Like, the way he plays, I think he's going to fit that team really well.
I can't believe the Bulls stuck out that long for his injury, and he did pretty well upon returning, and they didn't get any picks for him.
They got nothing.
Bulls fans got to be sick. But anyway.
The
man of the hour forever on this podcast realm.
Yeah.
LeBron James exercises player option, meaning he opted into the final year of his deal. An important note with this context is that this is the first time LeBron's basically like opted into a final year of a deal. He's always kind of signed an extension or like re-upped for like a 1+1, which is what he's done the last few years. So people are speculating maybe it has to do with like he's trying to position to be traded, or is this the last one? He started golfing, so a lot of people think this might be it. This being, I think it's going to be his 23rd season. So, what you got for that one?
So, I got a lot of thoughts about this. I don't love that he exercised it just because of how much it costs.
Yeah.
I don't think this is his last year. He is way too self-aggrandizing to not have a farewell tour. He's gonna have a farewell tour.
Yeah.
Most fans of the NBA now and like younger fans are gonna want him to have one.
Yeah.
So I think this is like the penultimate season. I do think I think he's 2 years left. This is the last one, probably in LA. Maybe he goes somewhere else and ring chases, or maybe he just does a cheap deal in LA to close it out. So we'll see.
Or does he do a final farewell in Cleveland?
In Cleveland, yeah, it's gonna be one of
that would
the
be
two.
best
I think
of
it's
both because they will have a good roster too. We'll see.
Yep, and he can just take a little mid-level exception and ring chase real quick. One run.
That'd be fun. Sticking with the Lakers, DeAndre Ayton is now a Laker after he was bought out of his deal with the Blazers. He chose to sign with the Lakers. Yeah, fam, nah.
Yeah. Nah, fam. I think he sucks, but we'll see.
Weird fit. I think people are concerned with the fit there.
He doesn't play defense. He's not he doesn't hustle.
A lot of people think he's going to get eaten alive by JJ Redick. So
he's going to get.
We're going to find out. Speaking of buyouts, Jordan Clarkson, one of the swaggiest dudes in the NBA, he was bought out of his deal with Utah and signed with the Knicks.
Yeah, love that move. I think I'm friends with a lot of Knicks fans now for some reason. They keep me really in check with the team. Yeah. So I've become like this like proxy know-it-all for Knicks knowledge. I love that move. I'm like, that's a great move for them.
Yeah. He's a great.
They needed a guy like that last year. Yeah, they needed a guy just like that last
Eddie
year.
House special, like just heated up, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like one game he's going to drop 23 for no reason.
Exactly, for no reason. Or if someone's taking a rest, nagging injury, you put him in and he's gonna put up shots. Like D'Angelo Russell, go Bucks alert. He signed a 1-year deal with the Mavs, which is probably a good opportunity for him with Kyrie Irving, who also signed an extension, but he's obviously rehabbing a serious injury. I think it's a torn ACL. So Russell will obviously get a bunch of playing time and has experience with Anthony Davis, having been teammates before. So thoughts on that?
I think once Kyrie comes back, Dallas is going to be legit. I think the torn ACL in basketball is not as horrible as it used to be, and I think Kyrie's game is going to be a lot more effective than most people. Yeah, but I don't think his shot's going away, so we'll see how that works.
Yeah, exactly.
They manage his minutes and 80 carries. They're going to be nice.
Right. Okay. Michael Porter Jr., speaking of kind of cap implications, it's kind of what the Nuggets have ran into the last couple of years. We've covered them on this podcast about that. They've had to lose some key players. They since got back. It's funny, one of the players they lost a couple of years ago, that was a key piece of their title, with Bruce Brown, re-signed with them. But their big move was trading away Michael Porter Jr. to Brooklyn in exchange for Cam Johnson, a three-point specialist who was most notably on the Suns that year they made the finals, but was since in Brooklyn. But he goes to the Nuggets in exchange for Michael Porter Jr.
I think that's a lateral move. I don't really see a lot of fall off there. Yeah. In fact, I think Cam Johnson's probably a little better.
It might fit.
If you told me to pick one of the two, I'm picking Cam Johnson. Yeah. So also I hate Michael Porter Jr. For obvious LeBron reasons.
Yep. Miles
Mr.
Turner
turns into Ray Allen for 6 games.
Shooting 100% from the field. Fuck out of here. Miles Turner, in kind of a surprise move, he was like the most recent like pacer for life. He decided to sign. This felt like one of the bigger surprises of the offseason because no one really saw it coming at the time. He signed with the Milwaukee Bucks in a big deal. And at the same time, the reason why people didn't think it would happen was because they had so much money tied up in Damian Lillard, whom the Bucks ended up buying out of his contract. And Damian Lillard, it seemed like the obvious move, and he went back there for his family. Gotta love the move. He signed back with Portland, so he's back where most of his career's been. that buyout made it possible for the Bucks to then sign Turner, who that's why they were a dark horse in the first place. They didn't have the cap room to sign someone like that, but they found it by working that out.
Yeah, I think Milwaukee's pretty top heavy. I don't see them doing much next year. Dame to Portland, sentimental, sure. Yeah. He's coming off an Achilles at
he's not going to play
34.
this coming year, but
it's going to be tough. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out. At worst, it's a feel good story.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. It felt right. I mean, you want to be closer to his kids and stuff too. So happy for the guy. Duncan Robinson, sharpshooter, who's in Miami for years, did like a sign and trade. He's in Detroit now for the Pistons. We care about this?
Yeah. No, we don't care about this.
Got it. 3-team trade. Norman Powell ended up on the Miami Heat. John Collins went to the Clippers. And then Kevin Love and Kyle Anderson got traded to Utah. I'm sure Kevin Love, if he hasn't already, he's going to get bought out of that one. But felt kind of like a reset for Utah, and Miami wanted to get someone who's coming off their best year. So, and the Clippers kind of had to get a little cheaper. But
this just reminds me of that one text that I sent you guys where somehow John Collins came up, and I was like, that's one of the players of all time. That's how I feel about this whole trade. These are players of all time.
Amazing.
Yeah, these are some players of all time. Yeah.
The NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder still seems weird to say. They reached some massive contract extensions with their core. So NBA MVP and Finals MVP, one of the more historic seasons. Those don't happen very often to have champion MVP, Finals MVP, all that. I think he's an All NBA team. That's only happened a handful of times in NBA history, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander rightfully signed a 4-year, $285 million supermax. His teammate Jalen Williams signed a 5-year, $287 million max rookie extension, and big skinny man Chet Holmgren signed a 5-year, $250 million max rookie extension. So big money, all homegrown talent. They drafted Williams and Holmgren, and Shea was part of that trade with Paul George. So huge money for their core group to re-sign them for the NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah.
Because of salary cap implications, beyond those three, they might have to make some decisions. A lot of people think down the line, someone like Lou Dort is going to be a casualty of their team, which may cause the NBA to rethink some of these salary cap, the first, second apron things, because they don't want to penalize teams for drafting well. And the Thunder are a prime example of that. So we'll see how it changes things, but for now, at least the Thunder keep their group.
Yeah.
And mostly going to try to
What a front office, though.
Amazing.
Just like fucking awesome front office. Like they really kept their heads down. They hoarded picks. They tossed them aside. They drafted who they needed to, and they're champs. Like, that's fucking crazy. You don't see that anymore at all. And you don't see all of them getting paid either. So
not at all. Okay, a trio of moves in Los Angeles is a nice way to group these. Bradley Beal was bought out of his contract with Phoenix and he had a lot of suitors. He chose to sign with the Clippers. The Clippers also signed Chris Paul, who chose to sign with them in his 21st, what is believed to be his final season. Feels like a farewell for him in probably the team he's most notable for.
Sure.
And then defensive specialist, I think former defensive player of the year, Marcus Smart, was bought out of his deal in Washington for the Wizards and chose to sign with the Lakers. Apparently he was recruited by Luka Doncic there. So a very now slimmed down Luka Doncic, by the way. But a trio of moves.
Shout out to Men's Health Magazine.
Yeah. A trio of moves for some veteran guards in LA collectively.
Yeah, I think none of those are needle movers. I like the Chris Paul signing.
Yeah.
Bradley Beal washed. don't believe in Bradley Beal at all.
Yeah.
We like this joke a lot, but like, who can stop this offense? Those graphics. The Clippers are going to get a lot of those, and I'm like, literally everyone can.
Clippers
stop this
feel like a
offense
team that like someone playing a video game would build.
Yeah.
It's like, who can we get?
It would be an incredible team like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Chris Paul will be nice because obviously he'll be able to set up the other guys and probably gives James Harden some time off being point.
I mean, James Harden's best seasons were with CP. So
I'm interested to see how they use Bradley Beal, though. I feel like even in Phoenix, he should have just anchored the second unit. Like, let him cook in the second unit.
Second unit anchor.
Yeah, because I don't know how he's going to
Chris Paul, Bradley Beal, I kind of like that, yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see how they do it. But anyway, NBA is kind of fun because these aprons and salary cap implications have created a lot of parity. So, it feels like there isn't going to be obvious picks anymore like there used to be. So,
right.
Anyway.
Right.
Okay. Number one podcast listeners, hopefully you dug that section. Brand new way of doing fam or nah. But we know why you came here. So let's hit that intro for You Played Yourself, baby.
Yes, sir.
I'm petty as hell. And I'm super petty. Here we petty Le Pew. Go.
All right, number one podcast listeners. It is time for You Played Yourself. We know why you're here. So first up, remember, I would just like to remind everybody, football is still dead, especially NFL football. Now, hypothetically, were football to be alive, I might just talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Maybe I would talk about the Dallas Cowboys first. Before I go there, though, because I'm not gonna let them affect me. It's August, like,
right.
Let me not play myself. But I just want to go over a few contracts that we didn't cover earlier. Let's start with Myles Garrett, okay? Myles Garrett, after this man went on a whole Super Bowl press tour, we talked about it in a previous episode. This man spent all Super Bowl week in Radio Row talking about wanting out of Cleveland. He wants to contend for a title, only to then re-sign with Cleveland for a lot of money. So Myles Garrett got a 4-year extension for $123 million guaranteed. His yearly average is $40 million a year, and he's under contract in Cleveland for the next 6 years. Okay. So next up, let's go to Max Crosby on the Raiders. Stud defensive lineman, edge rusher. He, this offseason, signed a 3-year extension worth $106.5 million with $91.5 million guaranteed. He is signed through 2029. Now, like, who do you think, if football wasn't dead, Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, who would be like your natural person that you would think to compare those two to?
If I was a betting man, I might say Micah Parsons.
Oh, okay. So, hypothetically, if I were to bring up his contract, I would tell you that Micah Parsons is on the final year, famously, of his rookie deal, and his per-year average is $24 million. Just signed through the end of the season, right? Because that makes sense, right? And hypothetically, if I were to bring up Micah Parsons, I'd tell you that he no longer wants to be a Dallas Cowboy and submitted a trade request to Stephen Jones himself. So, which one of these is not like the other, folks? I think it's a pretty rhetorical, obvious question, right? I don't mean to patronize you guys. I'm just saying, hypothetically, if I were to get a little wound up about things, that might be where I'd start, right? Just, again, football's dead, not getting wound up. Now, maybe if football were to be alive, perhaps I'd talk about the most fucking annoying group of family of gaslighting, gas bag nepotists running the Dallas Cowboys. Maybe I'd be talking about how their predatory business tactics turned off their star player so much so that he now wants out of a franchise he wanted to play for his entire career. So much so that they tried to negotiate a contract without this player's agent present, and when the agent called, they wouldn't talk to them. Allegedly. Maybe. Hypothetically. Maybe I'd be talking about their executive vice president, Stephen Jones, son of Jerry Jones. Overall fuckface gas bag. Maybe I'd just say that to describe him. I don't know. A Stephen Jones who somehow fixed his mouth to say the following.
I have a theory that maybe you guys drag out the deals to get engagement from the media. Well, and it's like the best $2 million you can spend having to give Dak a few more.
Well, let's just start off. We don't agree on that. We don't drag deals out. We do deals when there's an opportunity to do a deal. And certainly no one knows what goes on internally with a particular negotiation, but sometimes agents and players aren't ready to pull the trigger till they see other cards play. Mm-hmm. And what we're not going to do is go out and do something that's not responsible in terms of just in the name of getting a deal done 1 month earlier. Go do it and pay the guy another $5 million of your cap space.
Now, keep in mind, when you hear that clip, I know you think I'm getting wound up, but maybe you're projecting and hearing what you want to hear. I don't know. I don't feel wound up at all. But Stephen Jones had the audacity to tell us that they don't drag out deals. Now, keep in mind, Stephen Jones, in a recent press conference, basically absolved his dad of talking to agents, essentially claiming responsibility that he's the one that's making these deals. So let's focus in on Mr. Nepotist, him extraordinaire Stephen Jones, right? Let's focus in on this guy. This man can fix his mouth and tell you he doesn't drag out deals. Do you happen to recall when the Cowboys finally paid Dak Prescott, who was in a similar situation last offseason, Rosh?
I don't know. Why don't you remind me?
They signed this man after a full offseason the day of their week 1 game. They waited till week 1 of the regular season, not the preseason, to sign their franchise quarterback. Now, would you think by waiting, we've covered this before, number one podcast listeners, does waiting ever fucking work for a team? Does it ever result in paying less money? Ever? Has it ever resulted in less money for a team waiting to pay their guy? Yet, last season, they went over the same shit with Dak and CeeDee Lamb and signed them well close to the start of the regular season.
Right.
Did they know that Micah Parsons' contract was coming up, or did it just surprise them? Oh, you would think so, right? Or maybe Micah was playing hardball and he played hard to get. Maybe last season he wasn't feeling it, so they couldn't have extended him early. Oh no, he talked about wanting to sign early and get it done with, kind of like how every other team manages to do that. Who would have fucking thought? And this man can tell us that they don't drag out deals.
A guy who on a podcast outwardly claims to want to resign.
Yeah.
Repeatedly. This man has a standing weekly podcast during the season, mind you. And I've, even as an outsider, heard him mention it several times. I don't think he has a desire to play anywhere else right now.
He does not. He's reiterated that at camp, because he's still at camp too. But now, in true Jones family fuck-up fashion, that's no longer the case. Because now, your guy that wanted to be a Cowboy for life got so hurt by shady-ass business tact that he's finally airing your dirty-ass laundry and wants out. This overall fuckface gas bag, we'll just call him that, Stephen Jones, because the fans have rightfully been chanting "Pay Micah" while they're at training camp in fucking Oxnard, California, by the way. He said, quote, "We want to pay Micah too. He has to want to be paid," end quote. What the fuck does that mean? He has to want to be paid? What about his productivity says he doesn't want to be paid? What about how he shows up, how he's worked, how he's been
What
available.
about existing on Earth? Just merely existing in the NFL.
What about using your own two fucking eyes, by the way? But I think, I've historically talked a lot about this before I, refuse to get too wound up. Never mind what I'm doing right now, guys. Don't worry about it. Football's still dead. But I don't think I could put it better than Kevin Clark, who's on ESPN's First Take, who said the following that I think just sums it up perfectly about the Jones family and Steven's dad, Jerry.
The Jerry Jones is a bad football guy. He's not. He drafts talent really well. There is a floor there with the Cowboys that's been very consistent, and we should give him his kudos for being able to get those guys in the building. The problem is what happens once they're in the building. They get treated like this. When I look at Jerry Jones, I think of one thing, okay? If the football gods came down and said, Jerry, you get to win the next 3 Super Bowls. You get to have the exact same early 90s glory days. Everybody's watching the boys on Sunday. You got the triplets back. Everything is going Jerry's way. But the catch is, you can't do a press conference. You can't talk. You can't go in front of the cameras and make it about Jerry. He looks at the football guys and he says, no deal. He says no deal. Yeah. And the reason I know this is because he hasn't changed anything. He knows what the flaws in his organization are. And yet he looks at it every year and says, you know what this organization needs? A little more me, a little more me, a little more me, every single year. And so if you don't want to change, nothing's going to change. And that's why I know he prioritizes that over building the football team.
Doesn't that feel like something I wrote myself? Like, if you could guarantee Jerry Jones Super Bowls, but he couldn't talk to the media, like he would say no deal. And it feels like something I would write myself. It was a chef's kiss. Amazing work, Kevin Clark. Was not familiar with your game.
Yeah, that sounds like straight out of the group chat.
Yeah. Every single season this team does this. Every season. And the funny thing was, I saw one of those throwback posts on this day 6 years ago. And it was from a friend who was nice enough to share an episode of Creme Brulee that I just dropped. And the caption was, this man is upset over the Cowboys in July. And yet 6 years later, I'm allegedly here upset again. Every single season.
Technically, it's August.
Technically, yeah. So I'm improving.
You did wait.
I'm healing here, guys. I think the worst part is that the Jones family either doesn't know the way they're doing things is wrong, or they do know it's wrong, and they think we as fans and consumers of the sport are too stupid to realize it, or stupid enough to believe they're gaslighting. I don't know which one's worse. It is
I think it's more the latter.
Yeah.
I really think they think everyone else is stupid and they're the smartest in the room.
I mean, he went on this stupid.
It's apparent too by the way they answer questions.
Yeah.
It's do you think I was born yesterday, bro? What the fuck are you even saying right now?
People are not dumb out there. It's one of my pet peeves in the sports world is when people act like it is not possible for fans or consumers of the sport to grasp these concepts. You're not.
It's not civil engineering, bro.
It's not civil engineering.
Sports contracts,
it's not brain surgery. People do this. It is absolutely insane that every other team managed to not have contract issues every year. Sure, they do here and there, right? I'm not acting like it doesn't happen. But there's one franchise that does it annually. And yet this group of entitled nepotists think they are so big-brained that their way, which by the way has resulted in absolutely fucking zero postseason success, is better. Do you want to know? So last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl was 30 years ago, right? Who's counting?
Good grief.
Stephen Jones is literally twice his age. This man is 61 years old. When the Cowboys last won, he was 31 years old. So, meaning, in his time span that he's had a significant role in the Cowboys, they have done absolutely nothing. His track record is unsuccessful in his job. So this apparent genius whose qualifications were being born,
that's it,
full stop. He's this apparent genius that knows better than these countless executives and teams who don't do this contract bullshit every year. And it's all because his dad made him important. I mean, the fucking audacity, man. But that's just me. You know, I refuse to get upset. Number one podcast listeners, you know me.
That was not that bad. Yeah,
I just said, were I to get upset?
That was a week two rant at worst.
Yeah, exactly. I just said, were I to get upset? Not like it wasn't official. I didn't declare it a rant, you know. But
lean. That was lean.
Exactly. Okay, number one podcast listeners, we covered a lot of things in the off season. I have a few more that I think we'll cover on our next episode. Roche, I don't want to cover too much after my, not even a rant, you know?
Yeah.
So, Roche, I want you to get a chance. You played yourself and maybe cover some of what we talked at the top of this episode about. I know we got our boy Carlos Correa back in Houston, but what did you take away with MLB trade deadline? A little, you played yourself, or covering some notable moves that you think are worth bringing up?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit of a mixed bag here, but the reason why I think it fits so well in You Played Yourself is I want to send a You Play Yourself to all 29 teams in the MLB. You let a team with 18 people on the injury list, 18 major league leaders, stay in first place.
Wow.
You let the Astros stay in first place. Rangers, Mariners, I'm especially looking at you two. You let the Astros stay in first place, and then we had a great deadline. We got our boy back, and then we're getting all these players that haven't played in months back. You truly fucked up.
Yeah.
You truly fucked up. And if I'm wrong, which I probably won't be, then you can let me have it. But right now, let me enjoy this moment.
Hell yeah.
And just say, all you fucked up. And I know everyone's super mad. I know a couple of my friends who root for other teams. I live in a city with a lot of transplants. I know like Mariners fans. I know Mets fans. Everyone's like, how are y'all getting away with this? I don't actually know either. I don't know how we're still good with 18 fucking limping idiots on the injury list. I don't know. Jordan hasn't played since May.
I know.
It's August.
Wow.
I don't know how that works.
Well, it's because the season hasn't started yet. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they treat it like spring training.
Yeah.
So, you know, to me, the MLB deadline never fails to deliver. And if you really care about the sport, it's super exciting. I did not work all afternoon today. There usually aren't super big moves that make, but I think a lot of teams reload and readjust depending on if they're contending or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna kind of go through some of the headliners. I won't go through every team either, but some of the notables, I think the Padres had a really good deadline. They kept a lot of their stars. They absolutely decimated their farm. They lost the number 3 prospect, but I mean, they shored up their bullpen. They got Mason Miller from the A's, huge get. They got Ryan O'Hearn and Laureano from the Orioles, great gets. The Mets had a really good deadline. They got a closer. They got outfield help. They got Tyler Rogers, Cedric Mullins. Great job. Mariners, fuck them. They did great. Josh Naylor, Eugenio Suarez, great deadline. Phillies did well. They got Duran from the Twins. The Cubs had a pretty good, deadline. I think the other ones, just quickly, the Tigers. Credit to the Yankees. They shored up their bullpen. They got David Bednar from the Pirates, Doval from the Giants, a few more players, Ryan McMahon from the Rockies. Their bullpen looks really good, and it's going to really come in handy when they get to close out the one game that they win in the ALDS. So, congrats to the Yankees. You will win one playoff game this year. Congrats.
Petty alert. Petty alert.
This kind of reels in a little bit of You Played Yourself to teams that are trading for people and being buyers at the deadline. For what reason other than to drive up prices? Braves, Angels, Cincinnati Reds. I'm looking at you guys. You all played yourself. Why are you trading for anybody right now?
Yeah.
Just stick to the basement. Let the big kids play. It's fine. Rangers didn't have much of a deadline. I just wanted to share that they're 5 games back from the division lead. They're pretty much fully healthy. Sucks for them. And lastly, my boys, the Astros, hose mad.
Sound it, baby.
We got sound it. We got Ramon Gurias from the Orioles. We got Jesus Sanchez from the Marlins. And in an absolute stunner, we reacquired Carlos Correa.
Can't believe it.
The guy I am on record on Prem Brulee 3 years ago of throwing a fucking tantrum.
Yeah.
Before he even left,
Yes.
before he signed anywhere else, and after,
Yep.
I was like, this is a huge mistake. I don't want this to happen. Love the guy. He's like in my top 5 Astro all time.
Yeah.
Not only did we get him back, the Twins are going to be paying a third of his big years of his salary. Again, how did anyone let a team with 18 people on the IL stay in first place and make these trades?
Yep.
And we lost nobody. We have maybe 5 prospects that are like worth mentioning. We lost none of them.
Yep.
Crazy. Jordan having a nice midseason vacation.
Yeah.
The Astros are back. I'm back. Astros in 6, baby.
Hell fucking yeah, baby. We ride. Season starts.
Let's go.
It's about to get real
Season
obnoxious
starts
in here.
today.
It's about to get real obnoxious in here, number one podcast.
And you know, and when we lose a couple of the next few series, y'all go take it easy. You know, like they got to get used to it.
Yep.
They got it. It's their spring training. They got to get used to it. You know.
Correa's going to be playing third, it looks like, alongside the left side of the infield with Jeremy Pena, who was the reason they let him go in the first place. But it's nice to have our guy back. He waived his no trade clause for this move, obviously.
He said he was going to waive it for one team and one team only. And just like the immediate quotes of him.
Yeah, fired up.
After he's like, I'm coming home and I'm going to win championships. That's the only goal. I'm like, dude, what the hell? Yeah. This is exactly the fire we've been missing.
Yep.
I love it, man.
The Astros social media team was ready too.
Dude, they were ready.
So ready.
I dusted off the jersey. It's still in my closet. I brought that bitch out today. I had a great afternoon. I did absolutely no work.
Hell yeah. Allegedly, guys.
Yeah, if anyone from work is listening to this, that's not true. I was locked in.
Technically, you're not doing any work right now either if you're listening to this. So
that's facts. So don't watch it, all right?
We have an understanding now, baby.
Yeah, watch it.
All right. Roche, you got any non-sports you played yourselves for us?
Yeah, I think I got one. It was brought up again, like in the last couple weeks. Tyler, the Creator, released a new album. Yeah. It's great. He dropped it on a Monday morning at 6 a.m. While you might be thinking, why the fuck would you drop an album at 6 a.m. on a Monday morning? Yeah. He's on record, and he kind of went off on this a couple albums ago, and he said that he hates Friday album releases because you essentially go to work for one day. Most people can't really listen all the time at work or whatever it is, and then they're ready for the weekend, and they're not necessarily trying to listen to art projects or whatever projects or experimental music, and it's like they're going straight out, like to the clubs, to the bars, whatever it is, and you don't really get the playtime that you would get as opposed to like maybe like a little over a decade ago when we were releasing albums on Tuesday. And so I want to give it, you played yourself to Friday album releases, because having an album that drops on a Monday and having that whole work week to kind of like revisit an album, and just like you remember growing up and listening to music and being like, it came out on a Tuesday. Yeah. You would like go to a Best Buy or some shit after school. Media play. Pick up a CD. You're playing it and you're bumping that shit in the car all week, commutes, the whole nine. So anyone in the music industry, if you're listening to this, listen to Tyler, the Creator. He's one of the biggest artists right now. Let's move that shit back to Tuesdays or Mondays. Like, it's way better.
Right. I mean, in general, I just think most creative content is better served prior to or the early part of the work week, because that's
right.
Like you said, people on commutes, people during their breaks are like doing incorporating monotonous tasks into their workday. Like,
we got a lot of people on public transit. Yep. Like, there's so much, like,
speaking as a podcast host,
like so much time.
It's a huge difference. Like, I'll finish an episode and wait to post it for you number one podcast listeners for the beginning of a week, versus even if one's ready at the end of the week, I'll wait on it, because people take Fridays off. People don't, like, maybe they're busy wrapping up things, like you said, from a busy work week.
We're like,
not in the mood.
We're like family levels, and it's like people got things to do on the weekend, places to be. You're not about to listen to podcasts or listen to a rock and roll album.
Us curse up a storm. You're not listening in front of your family on a weekend, but
we got to give you the reprieve.
Yeah.
Right.
Facts.
We got to give you the reprieve while you're at work. You know, like you got to have that balance at work.
I agree with that. No issue.
They don't pay you enough anyway, so listen to this shit while you're at work. Tell your boss I said that. Don't tell my boss I said that. Tell your boss I said that.
Pop that Magic Mind in so you can listen to things on midweek. There you go.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Rush. Am I hating? Let's hit it. Our segment, we say things probably most likely hating, but we say them anyway. It's a safe space. You already know. Number one podcast listeners, we have a special treat for you. A fellow number one podcast listener contributed an Am I Hating for you. So without further ado, Craig, take it away with your Am I Hating. And as always, number one podcast listeners, if you have one to submit to us, please don't hesitate to reach out. You will be featured on an edition of the number one podcast in your headphones, Prem Brulee. So don't be shy. You know it's a safe space. Bring them our way.
All right, now I'm heated. Prem, it's Craig again. I got another Am I Hating? Am I hating to say that the tipping culture in the U.S. is absolutely out of control right now? I got a few examples. First, wifey and I had a nice spa day for Valentine's Day. Great experience. Wasn't cheap. When we were checking out, we were prompted to tip at least 20 to 25% on the experience. And before the tipping police come after me, let me clarify, there was no human interaction during this 2-hour spa experience. It involved an infrared sauna, a salt bath, and the massage was given to us by a chair. So what are we being upcharged another 20 to 25% for? Second, we were in Miami for a music event, buying drinks, already overpriced. They flipped the thing over. They want another 20 to 25% tip, obviously. What they don't tell you is that the 20% gratuity is already included. So out of habit, you press 20% and boom, 40% upcharge right there. Let me know what you think. This has just got me all worked up. It's crazy. Something has to happen. Later.
Incredible out of Craig. Incredible. You got a Am I Hating for this episode, Rush?
I do actually. It's very timely too, because I just so am I hating if I say I need shows to just end?
Wow.
Like I need shows to just stop making new seasons. If your creative juices are running out and you're getting slammed in articles and on Twitter or whatever for not like riling up or riveting your fan base like you used to, bow the fuck out, man. Yeah. Like, stop writing pointless episodes of shit. There's too much media. You do not need to be taking up space. And if you're creative enough, come up with a new idea. To the writers of The Bear, Ted Lasso, Yellow Jackets, those are 3 big examples I can think of. I'm looking at all y'all. The Bears last season, I'm gonna go ahead and say it wasn't bad. It was a huge nothing burger. It didn't move the plot. Like, the plot moved so much that it took 1 episode of a 10-episode season to move the plot. Yeah. So that nine other episodes achieved absolutely nothing. Yeah. And you can argue with your mom. I'm like, they should have ended the entire series in this season, but now we gotta wait for a whole new set of 10 episodes for them to do nothing for 6 episodes and then wrap it up in 3 more. Give me a fucking break, you writers. And I've seen some of the names on the credit. Y'all have all worked on other shows. Go start another show. This one's run its course. Go start another show.
See, I think people want to easily agree with you, but I think people get too comfortable with shows, so they see them with rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, they get attached.
Yeah. But if we're really thinking about our favorite shows, they left us wanting more because they ended before they overstayed their welcome. I'm thinking of Breaking Bad, like, you know, The Wire. It's like,
how many bad episodes of Breaking Bad exist?
Yeah, exactly.
Close to under 10.
Yep.
And that's throughout the entire series.
It's like people have this infatuation with shows that they liked, and I think they base everything off of the good seasons and have trouble seeing it critically. You've actually helped me with this, because it's like, I think the biggest example of this is Office fans. They cannot they have trouble seeing
all Office is good Office.
Yes,
no, it's not.
because they see it the first few seasons like it was so good, but then you forget. It's like you can't ignore the fact that they had at best mid seasons, and when Steve Carell left, awful seasons. It's like you have to take it in its entire capacity. So
when you have the leading person of a show leave, I've never seen a bigger sign.
Yeah. So that's my plug. I have a feeling people are like going to be like, oh yeah, that's an obvious take, but a lot of you probably need to look in the mirror, and you're probably the ones saying these shows are still good when they're not, if you're being honest.
Y'all going to be the ones talking about Ted Lasso when they dropped that new season after they said they weren't coming back.
Yeah.
And now they are. And you're going to be like, I'm so excited. And then you're going to watch and be like, this shit sucks. Of course it fucking sucks.
If you want a series so far that's 2 for 2, we've said it before, Shrinking, Apple TV, 2 for 2 so far. May their writers not mess it up, baby. Fingers crossed.
The next season should be the last one either way.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yep. Okay. All right. My Am I Hating might be a little controversial, and people I love are really going to think this is about them. I promise you. I know too many of y'all, so it's about the collective whole.
It's about all of y'all.
I got family, friends that this pertains to, and I think it's time we address it. Number one podcast listeners, am I hating on these water bottles you guys are carrying around everywhere?
Ah, shit.
Do we need to take these everywhere, gang? Your 5-minute errand isn't the equivalent of taking a walk through the Sahara. I think we need to check these water bottles, guys. Like, how much hydration do we really need at all hours of the day? Like, that you're stopping yourself in a hurry that I gotta grab my water bottle like it's part of the holy triumvirate of phone, wallet, keys. Kids got phone, wallet, keys, big ass water bottle. Am I hating number one podcast listeners? You let me know. I don't think I am. I think we've taken hydration too far. It sounds weird to say, but I don't think you need your water bottle. However did you survive before water bottles are a thing? I have no idea. These people out there constantly sipping on their water everywhere they go, like as if there wasn't a world before this era where people just God forbid they left their house without a fucking water bottle.
These $40 water bottles aren't gonna fill themselves and drink themselves, bro.
But like we're acting like we're going places you couldn't get a quick sip of water if you were really in dire need. Like
I'm not even gonna lie though. Like I would say I'm a half-time water bottle taker. I don't take it all the time. If I'm leaving for more than an hour, I'm taking it. Damn. But if I'm going to one store and coming back, I'm not taking it. There's too many things. Like you said, phone, wallet, keys. Yeah. And now I don't even take a wallet because everything's on Apple Pay.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's phone and keys. So I'm like, I try to travel light, so a water bottle is not conducive to it. I am a beverage guy. I will take like a seltzer or some shit, but it's not always like the big ass water. I have a Hydro Flask or whatever, but I'm like, it doesn't even fit in my cup holder. It's not convenient to take that bitch.
Number one podcast listeners, you let me know if I'm wrong. I know you, Awala and Stanley people are gonna come for me
for sure.
Listen, got plenty. My own house is a water bottle house. Listen, I married one of them. No. Okay, so listen, this isn't me attacking you personally. It's just the collective all y'all. It's okay. You're gonna be okay. I promise you. You can leave your house without a water bottle. It's possible.
Yo, good thing my mom doesn't listen to this podcast. She would be pissed. You're attacking her.
Am I hating? Yeah. Hydration gang, am I hating? This is gonna be controversial, but weigh in, baby.
Clear piss gang.
We gotta have one, baby.
Yeah.
All right, Rush.
Shout out to Clear Piss Gang.
What it do, baby?
These public places bathrooms are getting crazy action that they never got back in the day because you guys are so hydrated.
Well, yeah.
What's the trade-off? You going back for your water bottle or using infinite amounts of public bathrooms? You tell me, number one podcast listeners. Am I lying? How many more bathrooms have you had to visit since you insisted on taking your water bottle everywhere you go?
Facts.
Okay. Anyway, number one podcast listeners, let's go with who you got and what you feeling. Rush, we talked about all those moves. So,
yeah,
I want to hear your take for most impactful offseason move for the NBA.
Okay.
And then one for the NFL out of all the ones we covered or ones I didn't perhaps. But hit me with most impactful offseason move.
All right. Most impactful offseason move for the NBA. I have to keep it LeBron focused indirectly, and I'm gonna say Luka getting in shape.
Oh hell yeah!
He's clearly out for some kind of like revenge narrative, and I mean we've never seen a mad Luka. Like we saw a kind of mad Luka this year because he got traded mid-season, but now it's like you know like when like an ex-girlfriend breaks up with you, you gotta live like super hard. You know, you gotta like go hard. He's doing that right now, and like. He's always been a great player. Let's see where he goes this year. I think, and then runner up. I gotta give it up to King Snake, to the Rockets. Love that move for personal reasons. And then I think we touched on this, but most impactful offseason move for the NFL. I think it is Lions losing both of their coordinators in their best season to date.
Yeah,
because I think like I know a couple Lions fans. They are like. Kind of down bad about it.
Yeah.
So that made me think about it differently. Yep. And I was like, I talked to one of my friends and he's from the Detroit area and I saw him in town and he was like, yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard to recapture the Magic kind of vibe. And I'm like, I can see that. Ben Johnson was super creative. Yep. I'm sure his successor will kind of have to instill some of that like mentality because I think that works really well for Goff personally. Yeah. Just like that like quick hit offense. So that's gonna be a tough one. So shout out to the Lions. You're a really fun team to watch. So
yeah, I dig those. I really like your pick for King Snake to the Rockets. I think that's going to be an impactful move, especially because it felt like the thing holding them back was their youth, and they have a really good coach. So I think Durant's going to thrive with Udoka's system and all the pieces they have around him. I think my most impactful offseason move feels kind of like a cop-out, but the Thunder re-signing their trio, it just feels like they're gearing up in their best shape for another run at this because all these teams feel like they're making cool moves, but I don't know that they move the needle that much. And then yet the team that won it all is just running it back with their same guys. So
posturing for a dynasty is such a power move. Like you gotta love it. Like when's the last time I think like since really like the Golden Snake Warriors, like they're really, and then what, the Heat before that, and then we have the Spurs. So there's always like a team doing it and they're stepping up and trying to be that team. I like that.
The other interesting thing about Durant to Houston and connecting to OKC, so kind of a nice little segue. That original trio on the Thunder that went to the finals run in the early 2010s, that being Durant, Westbrook, and Harden, will have all played for the Houston Rockets at some point in their career.
I know.
Which is crazy.
It's crazy. Very nuts.
Would be wild if the one that does get a ring is Durant. Too, so I also like your Luka getting in shape thing too. It is cool to see because everybody's wondering if he would do it, and it feels like so obvious that he's taking it seriously. So we'll see. For most impactful offseason, I feel like it's going to be the Eagles NFC to lose. But I think the ones that stood out the most were the top quarterbacks taken in last year's draft. The Bears and Commanders going like seemingly all in to protect their quarterback and give him skill players. I think I'll be interested to see how that goes. Now, the Bears are in a super tough division, but I mean, there are so many wild cards, and if you're surrounding them, it's like it feels like a put up or shut up type year. So I don't feel like there's going to be any one huge move that's going to be super impactful. And then my other one in consideration is the Devontae Adams to the Rams. So, those are my two. Like it. Yeah. All right, Rush, for what you feeling, I'm going to let you go second. I feel like you should get that little because I kind of know where you're going to go with this one, and we tease it at the top of the episode. But for what I'm feeling, it's been a hell of a summer. Like, it's not over yet, but obviously, you number one podcast listeners to know my wife is a teacher, so it feels like kind of as the school year approaches, it feels like the pretty unofficial end of summer. First of all, I'll cover the minor things, but little music since I have you on. I'm feeling Clips' new album, Let God Sort 'Em Out. Yellow diamonds look like PP.
So good, man.
You number one podcast listeners know that I've covered this, I think, before a couple times, but Clips holds a very special place in my heart, influenced by you and Vish. You guys put me on game with Clips back, I think, Hell Hath No Fury days, so they've always held a special place. I never thought that I would get to see another album after their duo kind of like went their separate ways. And their reunion and this album being like a classic and reminiscent of old school hip hop has been like the perfect thing. And their rollout was super cool. It was very nostalgic of how they seemingly were everywhere. It felt like old albums, and how they used to have huge rollouts. So I want to add on to Clips. I think like another like sentimental like wrinkle for us maybe is like they're brothers. Like I think that like speaks loudly to us. Totally. And it's just like so cool to just see him, like, you know, when you separate two brothers because you have creative differences, that's weird. And so like seeing them, shout out to Oasis fans, by the way, because y'all are getting a little bit of that reunion right now too. But like it's cool to just see them like back together and like seemingly stronger than they ever were. So that's something we can all respect. And like, and you can just tell it's like a different energy. I talked about like Pusha T feels like letting his shoulders relax because you know he's got his brother. And just it's powerful, man. You're right, that does appeal to us. That's probably what appeals. They always did to us, like because like Outkast's legendary duo, but like if I'm picking my favorite one, like Outkast for me was like, I was a little late to the game, but Clips felt like me at the right time. So they're like, we've seen their whole career too. So like, so digging that album. I can't wait. They were bucket list concert. I really hope they live up to it. I think I've built it up in my head that it won't let me down unless it got canceled or something, but I get to see him in concert here in a couple weeks. So pumped about that. Get to see him with Vish and another buddy, number one podcast listeners he's hosted before. Namdi's gonna come too, so we're pumped to see them live. Nice, that's gonna be fire. Next up, what I'm feeling, Prem Brulee getting to sponsor a couple things out in the wild. Saw that, man. So sick. We've done it before, but a couple golf outings, one that's already happened, one that's coming up, but love getting to support some worthy causes. One is for an education foundation here locally in Columbus, and the sponsoring one of the holes goes towards that. Helps grants for teachers to afford special projects for students, and the other is going to be in support of a local high school sports program. So always happy to put my name on positive things and associate with people who are putting on great events for great causes. So it's cool to have those moments. The latest one, the golf outing, I took part in the golf outing, so got to take a picture near the sign and all that. If you're not following me, you can, that's where I posted them. And then personal note, I'm feeling getting a vacation with my whole family. We got to take our youngest son Otis on his first plane rides. Fortunate enough to have the in-laws take us to a very sentimental place, to back Arizona, to their family. So that was a lot of fun. Big Dub Barrett seems to be into golf, which is the dream. He also starts preschool soon, which is bugging me out. It's insane. So that is crazy how time goes. And then last but not least, a lot of other cool things over the summer, but we also got to see some of our best friends in Nashville. It's a good opportunity for you number one podcast listeners and for me to plug their pizza spot. They own their own pizza place called Home Team Pizza. So next time you're in Nashville, please consider them. Order from Home Team. You won't regret it. It's some of my favorite pizza. I'm not just saying that because I love them, but it makes me want to plug it even more because of how good their pizza is. I crave it here. They're originally from Columbus, so I regularly wish we could get Home Team Pizza more. But nonetheless, you're in Nashville, popular destination, order Home Team. That's my plug for them. Shout out some of the best people I know, so support them if you're in Nashville. But yeah, that's a nice summary of the summer. I feel like all encompassing.
Nice,
Rush.
yeah.
The floor is yours. What are you feeling lately?
You know, man, unless you like won the lottery or something, it's gonna be kind of tough to top the summer I had. One of my favorite bands, Turnstile. Nah, I'm kidding. Shout out Turnstile though. But yeah, I literally got married in May over Memorial Day weekend. Also, your birthday. Yeah. Also, you officiated my wedding. Oh, yeah. That was so fucking awesome.
Amazing honor. Didn't want to steal your thunder. That was definitely on my I'm feeling. Yeah.
Like, we're on this podcast, I'm going to talk about that because, like, it's so weird because while you're, like, planning a wedding, you don't think about, like, all these little nuances that go into it. And just for the record, we just kept it all in house. I did everything, you know, just me and her, no doxing, but like I just thought it was so cool that I don't know of like anyone who is like so easygoing and nonchalant to just like let a cousin do something like that. Yeah. Like, I know it's becoming more popular, but like it seemed so casual, but like I think for us it was way bigger than like everyone else. Like I had so much feedback from like my friends. They're like, so this is your cousin? And I'm like, yeah. It's like, what made you want to have him officiate? And I was like, because he does it. And I'm like, I don't really care that much, and like I thought it would be badass. Like literally, like I just like, it's gonna be badass. Like we don't I mean, also like in an Indian way, I don't have to pay for anything. Like so it's like fuck. And I'm like, you wanted to do it most of all. Like, you know, so I thought that was like a really cool, like special moment for like us, for our family. Like I thought like our uncles and everybody like just like were like wrapped up in that moment, and I thought it was really cool. Didn't have too big of a wedding, didn't have too small of a wedding. Yeah, it was perfect. So everything was cool, and you know, did it a little different. We went back to work right after, which is weird. So like that was crazy. Yeah, it's just we got so caught up in the planning that we were just like, there's no way I could imagine like picking up and leaving for like 10-15 days on a honeymoon. But waited a month, went to Portugal. We chose Portugal, so we went to the Azores, which is an island off the coast. Went to Porto and Lisbon. Highly recommend Lisbon to any international traveler. Cool. Really awesome city. Porto is really cool, but you better get ready to walk, because
you showed me.
Yeah, I know you're out on that, but Lisbon will reel you back in with the food. Got you. I don't think the wine's enough in Porto to like get you there, but I think the food of Lisbon will get you there. But yeah, really awesome city. It was incredible to just go soak up some culture elsewhere and kind of be in this melting pot of people that like, it just seemed like, I thought it was going to be more honestly like Portuguese. You get there and you just see like a melting pot of culture. And like I saw a ton of Indian people there, which I was like, I never thought in my entire life I would see an Indian person in Portugal. But yeah, I mean,
like we are everywhere, like but Portugal wouldn't be one of them. Like
not one of the places. Yeah, like so very cool shit there. You know, and then normal summer stuff. You know, I love the heat. I love getting pools. I love doing shit. So being outside, listening to music, rocking out with the boys, watching the Astros. So good times ahead. And
I got to plug.
Great summer.
You and your wife, which is crazy to say.
Yeah, my wife.
This is my wife.
My wife. Well, I know number one podcast listeners, you may have gotten to like kind of know at least the social media side of Roche over the years, but their wedding, their hard work paid off. It's like the aesthetic was so cool, and it was a hell of a time. It truly felt like a celebration for friends and family, and even people that didn't know each other well were dancing, get along with one another. Just, you could feel the love in that place. So it's one of those amazing times. I left that weekend because I got like a lot of family time. Us cousins are as close as you can get, and I felt like really rejuvenated from that, which is weird to say from a wedding that, like, I danced the whole time, so it's like I'd have a reason to be tired, beat. It was hot, it was Texas summer basically, but it was like a rejuvenating weekend because it was so much like love and quality time, it felt like. So
for sure, man.
It's a credit to you and your wife and that weekend and your hard work. So, and yes, honor of my life we're super close. If number one podcast listeners could tell by now. So it's one of those you never think is even in your realm of possibilities. So like, it'll be something I carry with me forever. It's a huge honor.
Yeah, man, no doubt. Oh, it was so sick, and it was cool to just like, it was super clutch to like get extra time too. I know you came like a day early, left a day late.
I was so happy with how I did that trip. My wife and I were talking like as we were heading home and traveling home, and it was like, well, we missed our boys so much. It was like that weekend felt so good because I truly got some extra time on each end and felt like I got a little time with everyone individually and as a group. So it was one of those like everything kind of comes together and just feels right, like the vibes were high. So shout out to you being a married man. Shout out to the bachelor party too. Like, I mean, we didn't even get to talk about that. Like, I got to see you and Vish like twice in a month. We don't essentially. Get to do that. Like, we didn't grow up doing that. We lived across the country. We'd be lucky if we got once a year. Yeah, just insane. Yeah, I was like, that's so crazy to like get all the boys together in one place. Like, I mean, I get to see my brother and Sonny pretty often, but like having all 5 of us there, like, it's fun, man. So fire. And shout out to the rest of the gang. If any of you motherfuckers listen, y'all better tell me you heard this part. Yeah. And if you don't, I'm gonna know you didn't listen. Yeah, you didn't listen. I'm gonna smack y'all next time we see y'all. Yeah. Santa, especially you, bro. Yeah, we're gonna check. We're gonna check with you. Yeah. We'll see. Yeah. We're gonna quiz you. So anyway, nice sentimental note to wrap up what you're feeling. A lot to cover. Hell yeah, man. I wanted to give it its fair due because I think everybody's kind of wrapping up summer and probably has their own version of that. Yeah. So hopefully you had that same kind of feeling, same kind of love in your life. And if not, the fall is going to be better for you, number one podcast listeners. And and we love you. We love you. Exactly. And we love you. That's a perfect segue into how we wrap up every episode. Let's hit that too much sense, baby. Okay. Number one podcast listeners. First up, speaking of love, I want to send a special shout out to all of you for the love on the Casual Conversation episode with Thomas. If you haven't watched or listened, or if you know someone that's not typically a sports fan, this is one of those episodes I try to tell you guys I'm trying to incorporate more. This is one of those to alert your non-sports fan in your life to go check out. You can head over to our YouTube page, which is linked in socials and on the episode description, or you can find the audio version just how you're listening to this one. Like I've told you, number one podcast listeners, I definitely plan to do more of that format, and I hope to do more of the video content version. So stay tuned and hit your boy up if you want to be featured. It can be sports, not sports related. I love all my co-hosts, so if you think you got the chops to drop these hot takes like we do, we're always looking to expand our number one podcast listening universe of co-hosts, Okay. Number one podcast listeners, my too much sense for this week is about something that I've tried to grasp as I've gotten older. Roshan, you and I talked about this.
Yeah.
I saw this clip. I think I want to give it credit. It might be a podcast or an interview that Chrissy Teigen did with someone. But she was talking about arguing and needing to make a point. And the person responding said the following: when you set out to win an argument, you'll often lose a relationship. And I think it's something I've learned as I've gotten older, and done some self-reflecting, self-improvement. But I think my main takeaway is that if someone's important to you, you have to let go of the need to be right, because your win might turn into a loss. Your winning the argument might turn to a loss of relationship, and you have to really weigh which one is more important, because you may know you're right, but I think what I've found as I've gotten older is if I know I'm right and know it in my heart, and it's not going to impact me beyond this conversation, then I don't need to carry it and need you to know it too. As long as I do, and I can lay my head peacefully at night knowing I did things the right way, it's not my concern. And if a relationship's too important, I don't need to be right anymore. And I think it takes some self-reflecting to get to that point. Maybe some lost relationships along the way, but
absolutely, yeah.
Shout out those relationships that I lost. Not I'm not proud of them, but they were all lessons that I learned to get to this point, to not have that feeling of need to be right. I think it's led to more productive conversations, or like my ability to let things go. So it's my too much this week.
Love that. And to the people that you lost, it was probably their fault anyway. So,
Yeah,
no,
exactly. That version of me is like, yeah, you take that out.
I love that. That's like me personally. Like, this is a huge thing for myself, and I think this is like the first like romantic relationship that I've done that in, and now I'm motherfucking married. So,
amen.
Shout out.
My wife.
See what happens. There you go.
Speaking of married, I just got to give out one more quick shout out to Borat. The My Wife is getting so much run right now. I'm on a generational heater with My Wife.
My wife.
Hell yeah, My Wife.
My wife.
We're just gonna have to drop that when we reference her, so we don't want to dox her. So it's just gonna have to be Borat every time.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And also,
if she wants to change it, she's gonna have to make an appearance. That's it. Otherwise,
oh man, that'll be a blue moon for sure.
Yeah, I know. I think I might have an idea of how I can. Stay tuned alert. If
stay tuned alert.
One subject's gonna get it. It's what you and I talked about before.
For sure. So. Yeah. And also, like, I think it would be really cool just like to whenever everyone was here, like, I really was like, it would be so incredible to find like 3 hours to record an episode, but like there's no way we would have had that time.
I know. Just set a mic there.
Yeah.
Be like only us that listen to it eventually,
shit.
But
editing nightmare. Yeah,
exactly. No, that would just be we have to be in one room, and I'm just gonna upload what's there. Too bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, speaking of all the love that this last section's had, and showing yourself love, we love you. We talked about all that. You already know how to show yourself some extra love, your body some extra love. Number one podcast listeners, don't forget about that Magic Mind. MagicMind.com/Prem. Enter the code PREM20 to get up to 48% off your order. Don't play yourself. Help yourself. Improve yourself. That's what we're trying to do here. Number one podcast listeners. Can't thank you enough for the support, for the listens, for the shares. We do this for you. Appreciate you. We're so happy to get back to it. We're going to deliver you guys some more content coming soon. Yeah. So stay tuned alert, and we will talk to you next time.
Yeah, this beefy one will hold you over for a minute and catch you back up. Peace.